emergency house call up here at the Capitol so that Americans could let the president know, and those who were in the majority in Congress at the time, but in the minority of the American people, to let them know that this was not a bill that needed to be passed. We could read it. Many of us did actually read this bill. We know the Speaker, Pelosi, did not. She needed to pass it to find out what was in it. But some of us read it, and it was scary to the American people. It was scary with regard to what it did to our rights. People came up here. It was no mystery to the majority that in Congress that most people didn't want this. We heard the president, as you've heard, the president said, if you like your health care, you're going to get to keep it. You like your doctor, you're going to get to keep it. We know under the rules of the House, the president would never lie, but whoever put those words in his teleprompter was lying because it was just wrong. And now we found out 80% of Americans will not be keeping their health care. It is a disaster, just as we tried to explain, and the majority of the American people tried to explain. This was not a bill that America should have. And if there was any doubt, I am grateful to the president that he would come out before the Supreme Court rules and make it clear that the president knows that this bill allows him to tread on religious freedom within the Constitution. So I would hope that liberal friends across the country that originally bought into the lies that were told about how good this was going to be will rise up and realize, think about this, if the President of the United States is authorized under this bill to tread on a stated religious freedom in the First Amendment, just think about what a really redneck president could do to privacy rights that are not even stated in the Constitution. The president can overstep and tread over your First Amendment rights, then he can certainly overstep all kinds of other rights. And the Supreme Court needs to know that. And they need to know that if they are not going to hold this unconstitutional bill unconstitutional, then the day that a president of the United States uses this, because it does give you the authority to invade people's bedrooms, to invade the doctor-patient relationship, to invade all kinds of relationships, because let's face it, the federal government gets to control your health care. They will have every right to tell you what you can eat, whether or not you can smoke, whether or not you're exercising enough. They will have all those rights because they control health care. This is such a devastating blow to the freedoms that so many fought for. And as Dennis Miller said, if our original founders would go to war over a tax on their breakfast drink, what do you think they would do about something this ridiculous? So I'm proud to be here with my friends, and I want to mention one other thing. The Tea Party Patriots with other Tea Party groups will be gathering Saturday. There will be events during the next week. But if anybody wants to come up here and once again make clear to the Supreme Court how strongly, this isn't even the tyranny of the majority. This is a minority of Americans that are taking over people's lives with this bill, and it's got to be stopped. And that's why some want to nip around the edges. It needs to be destroyed. It needs to be ripped up. And then we get real health care reform that people deserve. Thank you.